All right. Jay Kranda, it is so great to have you on Seth Said What today. If you're going to start a podcast and it's with your sister, but your sister can't make it, Jay Kranda is the
Yeah,
very
I'm
next
I'm
best.
I'm the follow-up for Holly. I'll take that, Daniel. So
Well, follow up, I would say understudy.
I understand. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. She's a powerful woman, powerful person, to be clear. So,
Yes. Yes. But her womanness makes her extra powerful.
oh,
So
extra
it's
powerful.
like it pluses the
I didn't
power.
grow up with sisters, so I love I still remember we have so many great memories, us three hanging
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And so yeah, but what do we what
Well,
do
that's
we
great. That's great context. Let's do a quick. So who is Jay, and then I'll have to initiate you. So it's not painful, I promise. But so let's talk a little bit about Jay. I'll give mine, and then you can fill in. I got to meet Jay in Amman, Jordan,
yeah.
as we were traveling the world doing some consulting, kind of like a conference around some consulting together around social media and online branding and marketing. So, which is why you're also perfect for the Seth Said What podcast. But so Jay, what does your day to day look like? What are you up to? You and feel free, you can plug your book.
I
Okay,
can plug
like
my
you're
book.
allowed to do that here.
Yeah, so I'm the innovative tech pastor at Saddleback Church in Southern California, and I've been here for about 15 years doing tech, but mostly online ministry previously, and that's how you and I met. We
Yeah.
were helping some ministries and churches in Jordan think about kind of moving from broadcast TV stuff to social media because at the time it was fairly new, and we were just kind of helping them navigate. And I did write a book. Online church is not the answer beyond just streaming the
Available
hybrid.
a bit
E-
available everywhere on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, Audible. You can listen to my beautiful voice, and yeah, we
There
were
you go.
joking right before we were recording that I should just product place it like Wayne's World, you know?
Yeah. Wayne's World.
I
What a
know,
great of
I
all the
know,
product placement
I know.
references.
Well, it's just like you want a Pepsi. It's
Not
like,
worthy.
I know,
Not
yeah.
worthy.
Anyways,
Well, and so what's your relationship to Seth Godin? When did you first start paying attention to, I mean, he's the guru, right? So like I feel like
yeah,
you get in any stream of marketing or digital marketing, you
it's a
end up.
great question. It's. I feel like, I mean, I went to a live talk of his. He was actually in Newport, California, like 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And one of my mentors bought me a ticket for me to go see him. I had read Tribes. Like, I think that's the initiation that most
Yep.
people, at least on the, if I'm not a diehard like you and Holly, the normies, we've read Tribes. And yeah, I mean, I think I still quote that book Tribes to like when people ask me like what's a book for online ministry, I go,
Mm,
just read Tribes and the classic like you don't need a million people that are loyal, you just need 1,000 loyal people.
yep.
And that principle is so yeah, and so he's just such a um common sense. I follow his blog. I don't follow it as closely, but it's funny I've gotten back into it because of your guys' podcast because you guys
Awesome.
it shows up in my feed in so many places. And so,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's just, it's so, I don't know how, I still don't know how he writes as much as he does. And he does all his stuff. It's kind of, as somebody who's written a book, a little less popular than stuff Seth has written, it is, writing's not natural to me. So I
Yeah.
enjoy the process, but it feels like doing calculus when I'm doing it.
Well, and he's got the reps. He's been doing it for
Yeah, true. True.
30, 40 years now or something like that. And he's a machine. So he's got the process around him. And he does a lot of Godin cookies, as we call them. You've
Yep.
got your fortune cookies, and that's one of today's is one of those Godin cookie. But before we jump into it, we gotta do the initiation. So Seth Said What is the name of the podcast, but really, as Holly says, it's Seth Said What. So we're gonna need to hear the Jay Kranda
Oh
Seth
my
Said
goodness.
What
Oh my good. This feels so
whenever
private. This
whenever
feels
you're
like
ready.
such a okay. This feels like I'm in high school and
The
I'm
floor
being
is
asked to
yours.
go. Seth says, "What?"
Oh, it's great. Well done. Well done. Hey, Jay, you are now a member of the Seth Said What
Remember,
tribe.
I'm
You
glad. I hope I could see Holly laughing right now. Like
you can hear it. See?
I could hear it. She's
You're
like
making
leaned
Holly happy,
back.
which is
She's laughing. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's jump in and then we'll see where it goes. So
Okay.
very short. It's definitely the golden cookie. Today's title is Reciprocity. Our biggest commitments, the things we are most dedicated to, rarely pay us back in equal measure. That might be the point. And done. Like this is maybe the most golden cookie like
That
we've ever had.
that's okay. So wait, just to be clear, because I know I'm forgetting the golden cookie is just like because they're just thoughts.
Just so short. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically it could fit on a fortune cookie piece of paper. And for the record, we need to make good on this, but we've talked about like making some like custom fortune cookies and
Yeah.
having it be golden cookies and inside are little golden like one-liners as like a promotional thing. We should totally need to do it.
Man, this is like so deep that it's
Usually the short ones are the most deep because they're
I
so
know.
open to translation. So
Yeah, they're
or
so it's funny. I tell a lot of I one of the realizations about me that I've had in the last couple years, mainly based off of probably a mix of therapy and reading various books, is I I'm such a I can be and I always joke like this is a very positive spin on this. So
okay.
I'm framing it in a positive light, this trait, but I can be such a contrarian at times that I overanalyze and I over justify the other side.
Okay.
And so I can just, if you say something to me and you're like complaining about something, I can be like, well, like, did you think about this? It gets me in
Nice.
trouble a lot with my wife because she'll like say something to me and she's just wanting to share
That's
as a
right.
human, as a best friend. And I'm like, well, that person was probably going through this in their day. But she's like, just listen to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do it a lot. And so when I read something short like this, I'm like, oh, it could mean this. It could mean this. It could mean this.
Yeah. You
And
don't
then
know which.
you never actually move forward. You're just like you're just going. So when it's short like that, yeah, there's a lot of gray, which I love. I love the gray, but I
You're wearing
can
the gray shirt today. I mean,
yeah, I know I'm
it's
wearing the
fitting.
gray shirt. I got gray hair.
Got some gray hair going.
I got gray hair. It's all those Middle East trips gave
There
me
you go.
gray. So,
Well, so okay, so my brain when I hear the word reciprocity, I think of who is it? Dr. Robert Cialdini, the Principles of Persuasion, those six.
mhm.
So just to say this, and then I'm super curious where your brain goes around this. This is a interesting book because this guy Cialdini kind of breaks down how to be persuasive. And there's six principles, and we are not going to unpack any of them. But reciprocity is the number one on like I think when you open the book, and it's influence is the name of the book that a lot of people point to for advertisement, marketing principles of persuasion. So reciprocity, commitment, and consistency, which are kind of lumped together. Social proof, also known
Mhm.
as consensus, but social proof liking. So that's where people are more easily like persuaded when they know. This is the influencer one, liking. So like factors like attractiveness, similarity, and compliments from people that of influence in your life. So Jay liked that. I therefore feel like I
Yeah.
should like it. Authority kind of overlap in that influence explanation I just did, but credible experts or authority figures, and then scarcity. There's only so many, so you should take action now. So those are the six, but reciprocity being that top one, the obligation to give back to others when you have received something first. For example, if someone does you a favor, you feel compelled to do them a favor in return. So, like if you had a podcast, thanks for coming on Seth Said What. If you were like, hey, that was so fun. I would love to have you on some time. Well,
Yeah.
now what am I going to do? Like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't have the
Yeah.
time. It's like, no, let's make the time because reciprocity. Um, anyway, my mind goes to that book, Influence, that Cialdini's Six Principles of Persuasion. Um, what's your gut response to this very short blog?
Yeah, it when you first read it, you're kind of logically it doesn't make sense because you're kind of like, oh, we do things for the return is kind of the
Hmm.
default thinking. Like I think a lot of people, especially people if you remove if some people might remove faith and life and everything and kind of go, what's the point of this? Well, the point of it is to get what I need to get. And so I do this for payment for this. And so it's kind of this very challenging principle of there are things we do not because of the return, but because we just need to do it or we like doing it. You know,
Mm,
the thing I went to is um, having kids, um,
yeah.
and and I think it's not that there's not a return, but there's so much to having kids that is so much work and so much money and so much. It takes your time, and but the work of pouring into your kids is the point. There's not like there it's you get
Mm,
so much. I mean, this is why they joke a lot, and a lot of famous um I would say people now are starting to get this. They kind of go, the biggest way to get meaning in life is just have a family.
yeah.
Like if you're struggling with meaning, just have a family because
Wow.
that will immediately give you purpose. And I think about like we're in a season of all of our kids are doing sports and our week is crazy. And we have three kids in three different schools. And well, hello. See
Speaking
right
of,
there,
my
perfect.
family's coming in.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. We were talking about family, and that's what it is. So I went there because I kind of go like a lot of people you might look at having a family as logically not making sense, but it does logically make sense because there's so much like people don't realize how much of life is just like there's not much going on, and it's like sometimes you're just hanging out with your kids, hanging out with your wife and or your spouse, and you're like there's so much joy in that. And I think about if people just do the thing they think will get a return, then you just be by yourself working, and it's like no. So that's where my brain kind of gravitated towards, but I'm still like
Yeah, man.
wrestling with it.
Well, it's funny because the this is the third day in a row that we have like started with Seth's blog and then gone to
Family.
like family or
Oh, of
children.
course.
So
Yeah,
like it's a really interesting. It's like what's going on this week?
I know.
Um, but yeah, so like okay, let's go back and like start to maybe dig in a little bit to the word choice. Our and then yeah, we'll get out of here in a little bit. We'll keep it short, but our biggest commitments, the things we are most dedicated to, rarely pay us back in equal measure, and that might be the point. So, do you feel like, in a way, it's saying reciprocity, and then it's not dismissing reciprocity as like do things in order to get it back, or do you think it's critiquing the concept as like again to revisit give and take is the short, but the obligation to give back to others when you've received
Yeah.
something first. You think it's a critique on reciprocity in actuality? Because it's not like adding to the definition. It's
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, hello. I'm distracted by your daughter here. So, I mean, yeah, it's so, I definitely feel like it feels like Godin thinks people think it's a negative thing, and he's trying to be like, no, it's a good thing. Like that's what's like, that's the point of it. Like you pour a bunch of time into something, and that's kind of the point of it. So I think he's trying to like, remind, people of we need these things in their life. It's almost like you need the pebble in your shoe to remind you you're human. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
like that,
good.
that
That's
stuff
really
isn't
good.
perfect. You know what I mean? Like you need everybody has something, and I think sometimes people they think they've got it all figured out, and as somebody who works at a church, the concept is regardless of how good you are or great you are, you're still not God and you sin. And even on the other side of salvation is still sinning until perfection is accomplished in an eternal future. So like the whole
Yeah.
point is we're human. And so I
Yeah.
think I kind of go there. I don't think that that's what he meant necessarily, but that's where my mind kind of goes.
Godin's preaching this morning.
I know he's totally preaching.
So funny. So like I've been upfront with our audience. I have Seth said what producer bot that I'm like, give me the if
Mm,
nothing else, like if we totally miss the point, what's the computer think the one takeaway is?
mm,
It's called the if nothing else. And so it says commitments that matter most. Let me start over and say it right. Commitments that matter most don't balance the books, and that's what makes them worth it. So I think you nailed it, man. I was yeah,
no, this is gonna be one of those that we're
great.
we're gonna like think about for the rest of the day and kind of go like still. It's funny that sometimes the smartest people can say confusing things. 'Cause, like I
think
don't.
that's all that smart people do is say confusing things.
Well, it's
Jay.
like I always felt that in classes growing up that I'm like, just say it in a simpler way. Like, why do you have to go the long way around the mountain? Like,
Yeah,
just tell me. But I think the point is these types of things pull you at both ends and make you figure out what you actually believe. And so I think it's like it's the classic what's his name? The 4 hour work week guy has the
Tim
principle.
Ferriss.
Yeah, Tim Ferriss says, I always say rate things 1 to 10, but remove seven,
Oh,
and it forces you to a 6 or an 8. And
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
this types of statements like this kind of do that, where it
yeah.
makes you kind of go like, wait, is this really what it is? And you have to fill in the blank. I mean, I think this is what makes us, you know, human too. Like it's the thought provoking. You know, we think
I
about this
love it.
stuff. So
I love it. And for those who aren't watching on YouTube, which you should totally go to YouTube and subscribe and like. But if you're not on YouTube, you don't see that while we've been talking, my little 2-year-old beautiful little girl has crawled up in my lap, and it's kind of a just a reflection of exactly what we're talking about. Can you wave to Mr. J?
she
She
no,
can't actually hear
she's
you,
gonna
but
dead eye me the whole time. Like I like that.
I think kids love to stare at themselves. So like I think she's
Oh,
actually like, oh, there's
100%.
somebody here. I'm just
That's the
looking at my
favorite.
little.
That's my favorite age when they find out the mirror. We have a big mirror
Yep.
like on our closet in our bedroom, and like our kids all like just would
It's like,
like.
is that me or a kid looks just like me? It's
It is
crazy.
funny when you look at back at like you remember like the stage of iPhones when people would just look at themselves on the iPhone, like on the camera, and
Oh,
they're like, "This is so," or like the iMac, the original, like
yeah.
you can have all the filters, and it's
Photo
like,
booth, man.
yeah, photo booth. Yep, photo booth. It's like that was the like there's a TikTok going around of like kids building stuff on Minecraft on computers, and then it flashes back me on a computer, and it's like
You're like,
paint.
well,
It's like
like,
paint, like you're just painting
oh,
on the
paint. Yep.
paper.
MS
But it
Paint.
just shows how quickly like the camera used to keep us entertained. Now my
Yeah.
kids, it's like Roblox and Clash Royale, like that's what they play. So
Yep. Yep.
I don't even know. That's not even connected to anything.
No, this is great. This is awesome. Jay, thanks for you're on West Coast, so thanks for getting up early. Maybe you're already an early riser, but I like to think you got up early for Seth Said What.
No, I got up early, and now we're gonna full circle this because I'm gonna go take my middle to middle school right after we get off this call. So
Nice. Hey, keeping it real with reciprocity. I don't know. I was trying to
there
connect.
it is.
Well, visit jcranda.com, right?
Sure. Yeah, do it.
jcranda.com. And let us know what you think about today's conversation and this golden cookie by going to sethsaidwhat.com, or go to YouTube so you can see this beautiful little girl and drop us a comment there. Just let us know what you think about reciprocity, or even if you've read Influence and how that's affected your work or how you interact with your customers. Anything, we love it. So thanks again, Jay, and see you later.